I'm not gonna lie, this winter season's animes got me kicking my feet up in the air like a little girl because my gosh, man, if you're not into romance, you're missing out a lot. And honestly, today is just an entire video dedicated to You and I Are Polar Opposites, as it stands as probably literally top 2 romance of all time. Number 1 being Bunny Girl Senpai, and I know a lot might disagree, but that is just straight peak fiction, and You and I Are Polar Opposites is a solid 2. No, it's a bold statement because there are some other romance animes like Golden Time, Toradora, very nostalgic ones, made some I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, Your Lie in April. I mean, there's a lot of romance animes, but there's just something about You and I Are Polar Opposites that is just so unique and charming that it does deserve the second spot. For one, the comedy is pretty much there. I know that it's kind of cringy. Japanese comedy is very different from the Western side, but it actually does a fairly well job in connecting that bridge where I found a lot of this stuff funny. More adorable, really, but funny as well, because, I mean, there's just something pure about this series that I just purely enchanted by. But one thing that just sits above all the other animes that are considered romance, it gets straight to the point. You know, it doesn't take long for things to skyrocket, because literally first chapter, I'm pretty sure, as well as first episode, they already get together. And instead of trying to hide it, making a big problematic spiel about, oh, I don't want to ruin this guy's reputation because she's so awesome. Yeah, it gets shut down immediately. No, literally, like, it's just pure enjoyment. And I'm not going to lie, everything about it is unique. From the storytelling, the character chemistry, to even the art style. When I saw this as a manga and I started reading it, I thought it was pretty unique. I was not used to the character designs, as it's very unique. I wasn't used to the size of their eyes. They're pretty big. And I wasn't even used to this character's like clothing styles either. I mean, everything was just so different at the time. But it fits so well with this story, and it fits so well with every character in here. It is just awesome. I really do love the fact that it is getting attention. Now, does it have a lot of attention? Not necessarily, and that's why I'm making this video, in hopes that more people realize how great of a romance anime this is. Back to the anime though. My gosh, the colors, the animation, dude, I know it's very minuscule, but the colors and everything like that, perfect direction. I really appreciate how much effort they're putting into the character acting, as well as the voice acting, as well as the little details that you do see within this story. It's so awesome. I really do love like the chibi versions of them. It's very different from the chibi versions that you see in other animes, as these look more cartoony than it really does chibi. But I really do love it. Now, one thing that I'm really excited for this story, and I know if you're not familiar with the series at all, and you probably even over like looked it, is the running gag of Gapacho. Yeah, no, we still do not know this guy. Now, I remember reading this and I found it absolutely hilarious every single time Gapacho was mentioned, because he is only familiar with one character. I remember correctly, his name is Yamada, but he just is mentioned a lot. And at the beginning, everybody's like, who the heck is Gapacho? But later throughout the story, dude, is just a guy. He's just the main cast that's just not there, only for Yamada. Now, back to the manga though, I remember reading this and I caught up to it, and not necessarily finished, but I caught up to the chapters and left it alone, and I heard that it was over, and I was like, oh man, I wanted to be there exactly when it ended. I ended up forgetting, I lost track of it, and when I heard news about this series getting animated, dude, it got me kicking my feet up in the air. Oh my gosh, man, like I was really excited for seeing this, and they executed this perfectly. All I really got to say about this series is that it's phenomenal. A solid second place overall in all of romance anime. I know that's a bold statement, I know, but if you watch it, you will completely understand what I am talking about. Now, one thing that I wasn't expecting for this series or the other series that the mangaka created was the Ramparts of Ice. Now, if this looks familiar, then you made the connection because it was made by the same person, same art style, pretty similar story, but tackles on a different type of theme, where instead of two characters that are exactly opposites, this one kind of carries that similarity, but it's more about a character that is very, I guess, scary looking and is trying to fit back into society in a way, more like her friends and fitting in school, because she is setting herself apart. And you know, it's very sad at the beginning, but it's one of those tropes that I really love, because it's kind of like one of those loser MCs finds a better friend group. It's one of those thingies. And I didn't expect it, because again, I read this series, saw that it looked similar, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be an absolute banger. And my gosh, it's an absolute banger. I'm currently reading it right now. I think I'm on chapter like 41, and it's a good story. I love it, and I'm surprised it got animated, or it's getting that it got announced to get animated fairly soon. So keep an eye out for that as well. Also, little fun fact with the Ramparts of Ice and You and I Are Polar Opposites, it's most likely within the same universe, because there's this panel right here that shows that the same cafe that these characters are eating at, it was the same cafe that the You and I Are Polar Opposites friend group also ate at. Yeah, but that's it. That's all I really got to say. If y'all haven't watched it, I really do recommend. If you have watched it, leave your thoughts down in the comments, as I'm really curious to see and know what you think about this series. Anyways, though, if you made it this far, appreciate you for hanging around. And if you like what y'all see, why not drop a like and subscribe, as that does help around on my channel a lot. Anyways, though, appreciate y'all for hanging around. I'll see y'all next time. Adios.